middleweights to the heavyweights. Mr. Hipp, Joe, the boss Hipp, against Smoking Bert Cooper. That's coming up next. The heavyweights getting into the ring. And for the action at ringside, let's go now to Lynn Berman. Lynn?
Okay, thank you, Cambrell Marshall. Joe Hipp, Bert Cooper, 10 rounds, heavyweights. Joe Hipp, a full-blooded Indian, and to be very frank, has a belly, a southpaw with kind of an awkward delivery, but the man can punch. And it's really a coming-out party tonight for Joe Hipp.
Right. Joe Hipp's going to have his hands full, though, with Bert Cooper tonight. He's in tremendous shape, but Joe Hipp really is an untested quantity right now. He's a good, solid, strong-punching southpaw. He could pose problems. It's a pick-em fight, actually.
Bert Cooper has won his last 3 fights by knockout under new management. Frankly, he's trying to jumpstart a career which had some problems in the middle.
Right. He's had 3 consecutive wins since December of '90, and I hear he's in tremendous shape. Sparred with Mercer and Morrison, both preparing them for their fight. So he's in good shape. It's going to be a tough one to call tonight.
All right, let's go to Gooson's Corner. Look at the boxers' styles, and let's start with Bert Cooper.
All right. Bert Cooper, the rejuvenated Bert Cooper, as they say, and what he's got to do tonight, really, he's got to work hips, body, whatever. He's got to hit him to the body a lot. He's got to use good head movement getting into Hipp, because Hipp is a solid puncher and uses good uppercuts. When he does get inside, he's got to keep the pressure on Hipp and take him really where he hasn't been before with an experienced fighter like Bert Cooper.
And Bert's ring record, 25-7 with 22 knockouts, but those losses to some quality opponents. George Foreman, a TKO in the 3rd round, Ray Mercer, Riddick Bowe, and Carl the Truth Williams. He is smoking Bert because his mentor was Joe Frazier, and he worked with Frazier, and that was his idol from Philadelphia, and adopted the same smoking nickname. He is no longer with Frazier under a new management team. And let's take a look at our Gooson's Corner for Joe Hipp.
All right, Joe Hipp, and Joe Hipp's got to really be impressive tonight, and he's going to have a hard fight in front of him. But what he's got to do is use that jab. He's a southpaw, and maybe confuse Bert Cooper. I don't think Bert's ever fought a southpaw before. Avoid that big left hook of Bert Cooper's. Try to move to Cooper's right side and use those uppercuts. I watch films on Hipp. He's got tremendous left and right uppercuts. Put them to use.
He is 21-1 with 15 knockouts. The only loss in the 2nd fight back in '87, suffered a broken jaw at the hands of Vedi Katoa. He has since avenged that loss on 2 occasions. He has won 20 consecutive fights. Joe Hipp, a descendant of the Blackfeet tribe, and he trained on a Taholah reservation in the state of Washington. Our tail of the tape for tonight's 10-round heavyweight fight. Hipp is older, 2 inches taller, 22 pounds heavier, but Cooper has the reach advantage, 4 inches. And our rules for the fight tonight under the state of New Jersey, same as the last fight, 10-point must system. There is a standing 8 count and the 3 knockdown rule in effect. Cannot be saved by the bell in any round, and either the doctor or the referee could stop the fight. So now let's go up to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the pre-fight introduction.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move to the heavyweight division. This bout scheduled for 10 rounds. The 3 judges shall remain the same, and the referee for this bout is Joe Cortez. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the solid black trunks, weighing an even 221 pounds. He's from Salem, Virginia. His professional record, 25 victories with 22 KOs against 7 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, Smoking Bert Cooper. And across the ring in the red corner, his opponent wearing the blue trunks with white letters, weighing an even 243 pounds. From Seattle, Washington, his professional record an excellent one, 21 victories, 15 by KOs, only 1 defeat. Introducing Joe, the Boss Hipp.
All right, gentlemen, went over the rules in the dressing room. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times, all right? Shake hands, good luck to both of you.
That smug look from Bert Cooper. They are watching right now in Sydney's Dance Hall in Aberdeen, Washington, all the members of the Taholah Reservation, where Joe Hipp trained for the last several weeks. He is their hero, and fighting tonight against Bert Cooper. Cooper says it will not go the distance. And after watching the light flyweights, what a change.
Well, there's nothing light about either one of these guys. You know, it's funny because Pete Robal told me that Joe Hipp has really redistributed a lot of the weight from the midsection of the shoulders, but I don't know. He might have been exaggerating a little bit.
He's got some weight everywhere, Joe. Does it surprise you that Cooper did come in with the right hand there, but Cooper didn't spar against lefties?
No, he had Oliver McCall in camp with Ray Mercer, and he said McCall switched up for him, but it's really not the same. You got to fight a spar with a real southpaw to get used to the style. But on the inside here, it kind of negates the southpaw stance. The closer you are to a southpaw, the easier it is to fight one.
It's the obvious strategy for Cooper to work that body of Hipp.
Yeah, and he's doing it. But you see right off the bat that Joe Hipp can really bang in there. He's throwing some good hard leather, and surprisingly he's getting away from a few of the counter punches that Cooper's throwing.
It's an awkward lefty crouched style, and Cooper tries to back him up here.
Cooper winging a right hand and Hipp narrowly missing with that left uppercut, which I think is probably one of his best punches.
Oh, Cooper with the right hand.
Bouncing right off the chin of Joe Hipp, and he really showed no effects of getting hit with a hard punch. So he must take a good solid punch, because we know Cooper has got plenty of knockouts in his 25 wins.
He's taken some right hands thus far from Cooper. And a left hand from Hipp. Inside of a minute to go in the initial round, scheduled for 10.
Joe Hipp, surprisingly, has got some pretty fair speed on the inside and is pretty adept at throwing that right hand to the body. He's got to throw some nice body shots.
Cooper has been scoring with the right hand, Joe.
Yeah, no doubt about it, but I'm kind of surprised.
Right hand.
Yeah.
And another one.
You're right.
Now he works the body, Cooper does. Right uppercut from Cooper. And here comes Hipp with the combination. Wild right, missed by Bert Cooper.
He almost hit the microphone hanging down above his head. Hipp bleeding a little bit from the mouth already. And he's got a nice little mouse under that left eye, too, already. His mouth's being some nice swelling and bruising already, but it's underneath the eye, which is fortunate for Hipp.
That's it for the first round.
That right eye of Hipp is swollen already early in this fight.
Water, Joe. Yeah, I'm right here.
Please do not use flash cameras during the
Well, that's Mike Hall applying the ice pack to Joe Hipp's eye, but really they should have had what Carbajal had in the other fight, which really kept the swelling. And then I think they were just coming in to use it, the metal piece, the end swell, to keep that swelling down, to push down on it.
And then when you get a chance, hit the head. Okay? Keep hitting that body.
Up and down, stay in front of him. And keep forward on him. Keep throwing down. One, two, hit.
Remember, Joe, Bert Cooper told us the scenario how this fight will end. He said body shots, then a right uppercut, then a left hook, and then a right will end it. So he already has the whole sequence planned.
I tried to confuse him with that, but he did remember the sequence of punches. I said, aren't you sure it's another way?
Well, immediately the right hand from Cooper, getting the advantage on Hipp as we start the second round. Mouse under the right eye of Hipp.
Mike Hall did a good job. He did get the end swell out and push that swelling off to the side. It looks a lot better than it did towards the end of the round.
The right eye closing on Joe Hipp. Cooper continues to pound away. And Bert Cooper, the first round plus. Cooper took Ray Mercer 12 full rounds, lost the fight, but inflicted damage on Mercer.
Oh, a lot of damage.
That was in August of '90.
Really put Ray Mercer out of commission for a while with a badly hurt jaw. I don't think he broke it, but it was swollen for quite a few months afterwards.
And he split Mercer's lip in that fight as well. Here midway through the second round. Cooper getting the better of Joe Hipp. Hear that heavy breathing. You can hear it on the mic from Hipp.
Yeah. Hipp's also got some swelling over the left eye now. So both eyes are really beginning to shut, which is not a good sign just into the second round.
There was a right to the body that I think stunned Hipp.
You saw him kind of flinch and double over a little bit.
Even more so. Because that's his normal crouch. Inside of a minute to go in the second round.
Well, Cooper landing a right hand and Hipp landing his own right hand to Cooper's ribs.
They bore their heads right together. No trouble finding one another. They could their eyes.
And what Hipp's trying to do here is really
stunning right, short right from Cooper.
Right. He's trying to put that 243 pounds to work right now by leaning on Cooper, and I think it's a better strategy than backing up against him.
Stay close, Joe. Stay close.
Remember, Cooper has fought at cruiserweight for quite a while and has been fluctuating between the two weights, but is basically a smaller man.
How you feel, Joe? Okay. Put some water in my mouth.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Okay.
Listen, my opinion, you're well.
And Ray Mercer, the WBO heavyweight champion, getting ready to take on Tommy Morrison in our main event coming up. Tired already, huh, Ray?
Now, Ray's saying he threw that right hand on Hank Johnson's, who was holding his hands up for him, and said, I feel it. I feel good.
Let uppercut. Here you go.
Seconds out.
Okay. Well, the doctor leaving the ring right now, he was inside for the whole minute, really checking out Joe Hipp's eyes. Bit concerned that they're swollen shut.
As we start the third round. Both Mercer and Morrison told us they've never been more relaxed for a fight. It's such a big moment in both of their careers. That's coming up a bit later on.
That was this afternoon when they said they were nice and relaxed in their hotel room. Believe me, in the locker room right now, they're a little uptight. They got to have some nerves right now, some butterflies. Here's an amazing stat from CompuBox: 67% of the punches landed for Cooper, compared to 43% of Hipp, which isn't a bad stat in itself. That's almost 50%. But Cooper landing all the punches.
So Cooper really has to just try to duck away from Hipp. Because Hipp content to just bore in on him with his head down. Here's a right hand from Cooper. Hipp just continues to lean. In a leaning position, you go to the body or try the uppercut.
Well, if Hipp can continue to really absorb this punishment and take Cooper into the later rounds and catch him with punches like that, the worm might turn for Joe Hipp. But right now, he's taking an awful lot of punches.
And a warning from Joe Cortez for him to keep his punches
and a well-deserved one, because he was sneaking in some borderline punches a little below the belt against Cooper.
Cooper continues to flail away. And Hipp comes back with the body shot. It's not pretty to see them go head to head.
No, but you knew going into this fight that neither one of these guys really give up much ground. You know Cooper doesn't, and Hipp certainly won't.
I think fans would rather see them go toe to toe.
Oh, of course.
Watch that elbow, watch that elbow, watch that elbow, Bert. Watch that elbow.
Warning about Cooper's elbow. Is that him who said okay?
Unless Cortez was answering himself. A lot of subtle damage being done in here. It's not really pretty, and it's not really easy to see. But Hipp and Cooper both are landing solid shots to the body, short little shots to the body and head, and that's why the damage to Hipp's face. A lot of punches landing inside there. See, but this wrestling that Hipp is making Cooper do in this, and leaning on him, takes a lot out of him.
Okay, we'll get the other one.
Good look at Hipp's face, as you can see the puffiness on both eyes, particularly the right one.
Give me a water.
All right, Michael Marley, our unofficial judge from the New York Post. What do you have, Mike?
I've got a shout out. Bert Cooper's completion ratio is awesome. I think we're seeing a war of attrition, Len and Joe, and I think it's a preview of the coming attraction between Mercer and Morrison. Neither of these two guys, like Mercer and Morrison, take a backward step.
Mercer Morrison might be a little bit more technical and a little bit prettier to watch than this, but
this is kind of downright ugly with two guys going shoulder to shoulder. You know, a piece of business from the first fight, Michael Carbajal winning the unanimous decision. He was taken to the hospital as a precaution to check out his eye. All right, fourth round, scheduled for 10. Daylight. Run to daylight, Bert. Joe. Hipp comes after him.
Right. Well, this is what he's got to do. He's got to get inside, wear out Cooper, and hopefully he's thinking that Cooper may not have the stamina to go 10 rounds.
Good,
like this.
crisp right hand from Cooper. Another right from Cooper. That heavy breathing is coming on the moves of Hipp. Monica Seles style. Heavyweight division. Not grunts, just heavy breaths.
Well, when we listened into his corner, I was expecting some words of wisdom from his corner, but all I heard was Jason in the corner breathing heavily.
Back to that close style at the midway point of the fourth round. Hipp connecting with the left of the body. Right hand from Hipp. And Cooper, that short, quick right hand.
Exactly.
Is good in this round from Bert Cooper.
Right, Cooper landing the majority of his punches to the head, while Hipp manages to land that right hook to the body almost at will.
Cooper trying to muscle back. Right. It's two offensive linemen at the line of scrimmage here.
That's not going to work.
Cooper straying a bit low with the right hand. And Hipp does the same with the left. Some low punches here in the fourth round. Less than 30 seconds to go. Most of the damage, those crisp right hands. A uppercut from Cooper.
Cooper's got Hipp a little hurt. It's the first time I saw Hipp grab on, or at least attempt to, and Cooper wouldn't let him. Came up with some dynamite punches. But here's Hipp coming back. He's trying. He took about a 5-second rest, and he's coming back again.
That right eye is in bad shape from Hipp. Another right hand of Cooper. Uppercut from Hipp. And that's it for the fourth round.
Well, Hipp's lucky.
Look at that right eye of Hipp, and I think the referee wants the doctor to take yet another look at it.
How you feeling here, buddy? Feel good. The doctor take care of it.
And Tommy Morrison, the challenger, getting ready.
Said he's wearing on his hand giant thongs.
Mercer Morrison, the fight that people want to see. Both undefeated and both coming up next. But that's the concern right now with Dr. Frank Doggett talking to referee Joe Cortez.
Looks like he's going to let it go on. You can still see out of it.
Look at that.
Short punches.
The left eye isn't a whole lot better, even though you have the better angle of the right here. Yeah, that sums it up.
Yeah.
That's the quote of the night. Can you print that one in the post, Mike?
5 seconds out.
I think he's hungry again.
Well, George Foreman says, I like this Joe Hipp. He can eat almost as much as me. 5th round. Here they go in close proximity again. But Hipp is really taking some punishing right hands.
Have you noticed there haven't been very many jabs thrown in this fight?
I don't think it's technically possible, Joe.
18 out of 300 punches thrown have been jabs.
Hipp content to work the body from in close. He'll try an uppercut as well, time to time. Why doesn't Cooper just push off and run around and try to fight this guy? There's a right hand again from Cooper.
Hipp won't let him push off, and here's Cooper.
Here he goes.
Strong.
This could be it.
No. It's a standing 8 count, maybe. It is in effect right now, but I think Cortez is going to stop it. You saw Hipp was just ready to start flurrying back.
Hasn't stopped it yet, Joe.
Well,
the doctor looking at him again.
Yeah, he stopped the fight. He stopped the fight. He waved his hands. It was albeit a very short and quick one. He did wave his hands.
And you can see why. That right eye shut on Joe Hipp. And it stopped in the 5th round.
All right, good fight, Joe. Where you at? They shouldn't have stopped it, though. Yeah.
Well, you heard Hipp saying they shouldn't have stopped it, though. And I agree with him because he was just coming out with a flurry of his own punches. Here it is. Cooper sets him up with a nice uppercut, a little chopping right hand. Starts to flurry.
That left there, that could be damaging, too.
Well, yeah, all the punches are damaging, but that's the nature of the game, and you got to let a man try to fight back. And he was just about to bingo, and he threw a little left hand. You saw he wasn't wobbled, wasn't, on Queer Street here, and he would have liked to have fought on. That's what he gets paid to do. I believe the standing 8 count wasn't effect in this fight.
To play devil's advocate, it is an effect, but to play devil's advocate, you don't want a man to fight with an eye closed and really risk serious damage. I know what you're saying. I guess I vote for the side of safety in this case.
Right. Well, yeah, but that's why you got corner men that are adept at keeping that eye open, and end swells and all sorts of items in the corner to keep that eye open, and should have given him a chance. He was still fighting back.
The irony there is as he stepped in, Hipp was coming forward at that moment. All right, let's go to the Michael Buffer in the ring for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Joe Cortez steps in to stop this bout at 1 minute, 1 second of the 5th round. The winner by TKO, smoking Bert Cooper.
Well, the boos are not aimed towards Cooper. They're aimed at the stoppage of the fight in the 5th round, as Hipp has lost just the 2nd fight of his career after 20 straight wins, and his string of 7 straight knockouts has ended as well. And you heard Joe Hipp's comment that he wanted the fight to continue. But referee Joe Cortez, and the doctor there with him as well, and they stopped the fight at 101 of the 5th round. Total punches in the fight. You can see Cooper's landing. Hipp threw many more according to CompuBox, but landed a smaller percentage. And as we noted, many of those right hands to the head in the 4th round from Bert Cooper really took a toll on Hipp, in that left eye closing. And that's what did it. And Bert Cooper's rejuvenated career goes on. His 26th win. Let's go up into the ring and Joe Goosen.
All right, I'm here with Bert Cooper, the new rejuvenated Bert Cooper. Bert, does this put you back in the picture of the heavyweight scene again?
Yes, it do. Very much. Yes, it does.
Was it your strategy to get inside and to maul him like you did?
Yes, because in the gym I only work with Mercer and I didn't work with no softballs. So by Joe, teaching me and stuff back in the day, whatever, I started using that jab, the right hand on the southpaw. So I used it and I got him out of there.
Were you surprised at his strength? Was he stronger than you might have thought?
No, he wasn't that strong as I thought he would be. You know what I'm saying? To the body, yes, but like me, I don't pay no mind. I'm like Smoking Joe.
So in other words, he hit you pretty well to the body?
Yeah, he did, but it didn't really have no effect though. I would went down.
Of course, he really didn't clip you to the head too much, did he?
No, he didn't. Well, I know he swell up fast and stuff. So I worked on the early round. I worked on his face, and then I started working on his body and wait till he get a little exhausted and take him out of there.
Right, you did a wonderful job with him. What was the punch that you think really spelled the end for him?
Right hand, a little short right hand, beat. And I practice that all the time on his beat bag.
Now let me ask you something. Joe Hipp didn't think that the fight should have been stopped there, did you?
Yeah, I thought it would have been stopped. I should have been stopped because he was in trouble.
He was in trouble, but he just started as you were being pulled away, threw a left hand out at you, and maybe they did have the standing 8 count. Do you think that they should have given him a standing 8 count instead of stopping the fight and letting you finish him?
He was a little pretty beat up in the face, so they figured he was about out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Mercer was pretty beat up in the face, and they didn't stop it. So, is that always a tale? I mean, if it's
well, it was just. Mercer wasn't beat up that bad face. It's just his jaw, but they should have stopped it.
Who do you want next, Bert?
Michael Moore.
Michael Moore?
Come on, I see him sitting down in the audience when I was in the corner. Michael Moore, come on with it. I'm ready to go. All right.
Great performance, and congratulations on your comeback, continue good success, Bert.
All right, thank you.
All right, and now back to Len ringside.
Okay, thank you, Joe. And Bert Cooper told us this morning that he predicted the fight would not go the distance, and he was correct. It stopped a TKO in the 5th round at 101. So Bert Cooper now runs his record to 26-7, and he says he wants Michael Moore. He doesn't have to look very far. He is here tonight, and that's the fight he wants to have right on down the road. So Bert Cooper, now under his new management team, has 4 consecutive wins, so he does certainly seem to be on the comeback trail as Bert Cooper, in impressive fashion, against Joe Hipp. That inside fight, which wasn't very pretty to watch for a long period of time as they went head-to-head and shoulder-to-shoulder, but it finally told the tale with those right hands in the 4th round, and smoking Bert Cooper doing it tonight to Joe Hipp. That's the story from ringside. Now let's go to Cambrell Marshall with the ringside report.
Tonight's triple header is being brought